mom and I have a company. It's called Golden Era Creations and Cigar. You can't leave cigar out. But Golden Era Creation, it was born very much out of a family crisis. But essentially what we do is we make orgonite or orgone pieces. And my mom has always been connected with creative things, making jewelry. She's made jewelries and done festivals since the 70s. And she's also very much been connected to holistic healing. So these two components have, over the years for her, been two separate entities. But always very present in our lives. Even as I was growing up, it was always something creative going on. It was either some beads or snatching out curtains and an outfit to go out in the evening. There was always some creative thing happening. And there was always this, you know, back when Dick Gregory had his Dick Gregory diet, it was always health, but they were segmented. You know, they weren't together. So let me just go back a little bit and say it was born out of a crisis, the beginning of Golden Era Creations. My youngest brother got very sick. That was about 5 years ago, I'd say. He's fine now, so don't start crying once I tell you kind of what led up to this. He's fine. But he had to be hospitalized for a trauma to his heart. And he had a major surgery at, what, 28 years old? Excellent health, you know, just this guy. Military, bench pressing, and this thing kind of, you know, blindsided us. But anywho, he ends up having this huge operation, and then afterwards, he didn't wake up, and then we found out he had 27 strokes. So the child was laying there, we were all crying, and he was paralyzed on his right side. We were just completely traumatized as a family because, again, it sideswiped us. And he's the baby of my mom's, you know, clan. It's my mom, myself, I'm the oldest, Luke mom, and then Elias, the baby. So during this particular life's journey, Elias was in the hospital, and we were all praying like crazy people, like, yeah, who needs to go to work, who needs to eat, who needs to, we were trying to pray him through his healing process. And to what extent he was going to heal, we didn't know at the time. But we knew that he was still alive, and he was paralyzed, and we weren't having that. So my mom, during this time, she met, strangely enough, I ran into these people at the post office the day before. My mom met this gentleman named Jerry, and she gravitated toward him at a gem and mineral show. And then he was like, yeah, this is Orgonite, it does this and that. So in effect, she became very interested in the Orgone energy because my mom goes to all the gem shows, and she's like, every May they have the galactical this, that, and like, Mom, what you want to do for Mother's Day, your birthday? She's like, well, you already know. And we go. So once she learned about Orgonite or Orgone energy, she started making it like it was everywhere. I'm like, Mom, what is this thing? We have ice trays full of stuff. Like, this isn't ice. What is this? What's going on? It looks all these swirls and gemstones. What's happening? But anyway, we started this journey and this experience with Orgone energy. And how it ties into my baby brother is my mom started kind of gravitating things that would help him in his healing cycles. And that was one of the things we felt made a huge contribution to him aligning himself. He's walking around. He's fine. He moved to New York. He's married. All since this huge trauma that we journeyed through. So from that point on, we just became Orgonite making machines at the house. I mean, it wasn't just obvious fascination. And we started making them. Mommy was like, you do this, you part that, you do that. I'm like, okay, I can do this. You stir it up. And I said, well, I was watching Mommy do it for a couple of years, and I was like, well, let me get on this bandwagon. And Mommy was doing different festivals and stuff like that because there was a very genuine healing that we experienced as a family, you know, through this Orgonite. And so here we are all these years later, and we do different festivals and things like that. But the thing that's most remarkable is not so much my brother's story. The more remarkable thing now is people come back to us and they say, you wouldn't believe this. Like, wouldn't believe what. They come back and say, my sciatica. I haven't done anything different, but I got this thing from you. And that inflammation is starting to dissolve itself. I'm like, really? I didn't know, you know. And then people will come back and say, my arthritis, you know, it's not as intense. It's not bothering me so much. And then we start getting phone calls from people saying stuff like, my boss, who's always 3 seconds from breathing over my shoulder every other day at work, barely peeks his head into my office like, you good? And leaves. So people were having physical and non-physical effects from having Orgonite energy. So a couple more, you know, into this thing, I had this ringing in my ear. And I had done all this research. I got some stinky pills from online, and I tried it. It was disgusting. It didn't work. And then I was like, okay. They said, well, blue lace agate helps with the ringing in the ear, the tinnitus, this, that, and the third. And nothing that I read up on was able to help me, and it was just so frustrating. And I was like, oh well. And I didn't start telling this story until we got a bunch of testimonials, because I felt like I was maybe being dramatic, and I wanted to make sure I wasn't being dramatic. But in effect, I started, I'll tell you how these are made in a moment, but sometimes it gets temperamental in the creative process. This, what we make, gets temperamental in the creative process. So you have some misfits that are, you know, you just have to deal with the misfits. Mm-hmm. So I dealt with the misfits by sticking a bowl of them under my bed. I was like, well, all this energy, you know, is doing what it's doing. I may as well stick this under my bed. And I said, wait a minute. A couple months passed, and this ringing had completely dissipated. And I started thinking back to make sure I'm not being dramatic. Have I had any other occurrences or changed any other habits or this, that, and the third? And I couldn't link any other thing or energy or event or anything that connected to this particular healing in myself. So eventually I started telling that story, because it was very serious for me, because they were like, yeah, you're just going to have to deal with it. I'm like, but there's something chirping inside my head, and so it worked out. So then how we make the Orgonite, it's not rocket science, but it is very magical. Orgonite is a very basic combination. You combine resin, it's all organic, you know, findings. You combine metal, gemstones, and it's encased in resin. That particular combination creates a energy vortex that is very protective to our human beingness. So what it does is basically, we have all our chakra systems working, you know, they're dancing, doing their thing, you know, they're doing what they're supposed to be doing, but a lot of times we don't realize that the rhythms are sometimes out of rhythm. And you know, there are a lot of reasons why your rhythm can be out of rhythm. And some of the things that are very directly connected to Orgonite energy that is dissipated or pushed back or mitigated, so to speak, are simple stuff. Cell phones. We all carry these cell phones. That radiation that jumps off of cell phones, the radiation that jumps out of microwaves. Look up at the chemtrails, all these smart TVs, most of the things that we plug up. It has a currency that messes with our nature. And when you have the Orgonite energy, our nature becomes more aligned with the earth. You're plugging yourself back into the earth, essentially. And what it does, it pushes back some of this radiation and some of this EMFs, these, you know, electromagnetic currents, frequencies that are not necessarily compatible with our organic beings. So it kind of, it's like a force field. Mm-hmm. So each one of these pieces that we make, we've seen, you know, people make them, but what we try to do is make it fun to wear. You know, make it easy to wear. You know, if you don't wear rings, wear a pendant. If you don't wear a pendant, wear a bracelet. But we feel like it could be a good thing for all of us to have these protective, especially if you're very sensitive to everything. You have this way to kind of protect yourself at all times. So what do you need? You need an anklet? Okay, we'll make an anklet. You need waist beads? Okay, we'll make you some waist beads. You want to wear hats? We'll make you hats. But, so we try to make very small pieces, and then we try to make bigger pieces. So the difference between the smaller pieces and the bigger pieces, because like I have on all these bracelets, and all of them have a little bit of orgone on them. Just little bits of orgone. I have a ring on. It has citrine, black tourmaline, quartz crystal, and it's set inside the resin, and it has some metal on there. It has some little BBs, some copper. Because again, those are the essential things that you need. Metal, resin, gemstones. You put that together, you're setting yourself up for an energy matrix that is helpful to the body. So we make a lot of pendants. We make a lot of pendants. People find it easy to wear the pendants. I rarely leave the house without my orgone. I've gone a couple miles up the street and said, wait a minute, oh nothing, I'm going back to the crib. Serious, because it's that important to me at this point. I know it. So we make all different kinds of things. We had a cat, took the cat to the vet. My mom was like, yeah, Orgonite energy and could possibly help the cats and da-da-da-da-da. And then came back to get the cat from the vet, and the vet was like, wait, hold up. Now what just happened? So the experience with Orgonite energy is good for sentient beings in general. So it can even help your pet, you know. It can help pets that are suffering from, you know, arthritis or just coming out of surgery or this, that, or the other. It's that kind of thing that helps all sentient beings. So that's pretty much it. We're at the house, we're pretty much going crazy, trying to find different ways to incorporate Orgonite energy into our life. We didn't bring any, but we do have some like bigger pyramids that we make. And the smaller pieces are good for smaller, you know, diameter. The bigger pieces kind of is good for a room. Like I have a little pyramid about this big that I put next to my computer because I'm always sitting in front of my computer all day. And that energy is in your face all day. It's impacting you definitely that. So again, we try to make big ones, small ones, and make it easy and fun to wear at the same time. So that's what we brought, so you can, you know, take a look at it if you had any questions. And some people, you know, gravitate towards certain gemstones and whatnot, more custom pieces based on that. You don't have to cleanse them. You don't have to cleanse them. They stay, they keep their energy. You don't have to put them in the sun and wait for the full moon. Just I know how we do. Turn on the water. Right. Time to rinse you off. Right. Do all of that. So,
it's like selenite.
Right, exactly. It keeps its, you know, its energy. So that's what it is.
I'd like to add one thing. About the history of Orgonite, I think is important, because the idea of taking natural things from the earth, minerals, gemstones, metals, is an ancient chemic scientific idea. There's nothing new under the sun. There's a lot of claim now that a German guy in the 1930s came up with Orgonite. Sorry, he did not, okay? This is old, ancient, Kemetic science. And as usual, you know, there are those folks who will go and find our knowledge and claim it. Orgonite is a very, very, back in the day, it used to be called Nun, N-U-N-N, which is dark energy. Nun stands for dark energy. Everything comes out of the black dot, the dark energy. And this whole science came out of the science of the black dot. Nun energy or Sa energy. Sa energy, the term Sa was used as a term to talk about how to decorate your body. And we decorated our bodies with natural things from the earth, the natural gemstones, the natural metals. And we knew that these things, these organic substances, had energetic signatures. We've known that for centuries, okay? This was our medicine. So each gemstone has an energetic signature. Each piece of metal has an energetic signature. And the science is that when we put different signatures together, we're creating a new vortex of energy, or a new energy signature. And that signature is working with our system. And I have to say, for melanated people, Orgon is second nature. It should be the first thing you put on to ornate your body, to decorate your body, because it's not just cute, it's healing, it's regenerating, it's realigning your special melanin, and melanin is magical, and we have to protect it and enhance it as much as we can. So I thought that piece about the science is very important, especially when we're talking in-house family, okay? We have to know our science, and we have to know how we've contributed and how important what we have is. And this is ours, okay? This is our little piece here. So I can't think of anything else right now, but we can do some energy tests. I'd like for everybody to try it, who's never tried it. I'd like for everybody to go and look at a piece and just find a piece that kind of resonates with you, whether it's the size or the color or the style, and let's do some muscle testing. Have you ever had it done before? It's amazing.
It is.
It's amazing. Everybody, just get on up out your chair, and check it out. Oh, wow. That's an important piece to me. So we're going to do muscle testing. We're going to show you